Good evening, traders. So as many of you guys know, this week we put our model to the test by providing you with our insights on all our stock levels, our key breakout ranges, and our estimated highs and lows. It is clear and evident that our model works because, as you guys can see, we've called the top on so many different stocks, including ASML, ARM, SMCI, and many more. By having this information at your fingertips, you have an advantage as an option trader. As an option trader, you want to have the ability knowing how far and how low a stock or a specific index can go. This information is crucial because when you know this beforehand, you can find the right strike that works. You can work on the pricing in terms of should you overpay or should you underpay. And in our model, every level or that we have has a meaning to it. Level 2, for example, confirms the trend. So when you hit that specific zone, you know exactly where your focus should be, either if it's on the level 2 bullish or level 2 bearish. And when you hit our level 3, that's usually our peak, and our estimated weekly high zone is there as well. On top of this, traders have the ability knowing where the chop ranges are, where the bullish breakout ranges are, and where the bearish breakdowns are. Having this information helps you know that where you can make fast money, where you should trade with caution, and so forth. So we're going to be explaining more in detail how this model works, and we put this model to the test by giving you the information before it happens. So there's no chance that anyone can refute that these claims are bullshit. It was there on Twitter, we posted it, and we showed you guys many, and I'm really glad to see that the community is catching on that these levels work. And it's not even just once. I've been doing this for a very long time. I managed to consistently prove time and time again I know exactly where the top or the bottom is when it comes to this trading model. So let's go into it. Let's discuss what happened. Let's discuss what's going to be happening going forward, and let's give you some insights on where we see the market moving forward. Okay, so today we had a very productive trading day, a lot of wonderful plays, and for today we came into the market in our initial morning report suggesting that market looks like it's going to be trading in the 60-20 and 60-50 range here. Okay, so SPY continues to trade in our neutral range here. Okay, now whenever it's in our neutral or chop range here, this is an area where traders have to pretty much decide to take profit very quick. You can also trade closer to the money if you want to scalp, and you want to pretty much add time to protect your capital. So this is more of a cautionary trading range, and knowing that it's a chop range, it helps you identify on what you need to do moving forward. So today we had the Salesforce and Marvell earnings. So it's highly likely that because the outcome was positive, that you might see SPX start to get out of this range and hit this inflection point. Currently, we don't see futures really showing that information because, pretty much as techs go up, you've been seeing banks and financials and other industrials go lower. But overall, if everything starts to move in tandem on Wednesday, then pretty much you can see this start to break out in the bullish ranges, and our estimated weekly high is at 611.15 here. Okay, so besides all that, we also gave information on QQQ. As you guys can see here on QQQ, once it broke through our level 1 bullish, it was in the bullish breakout zone, went to 516 as we had declared, right? And this was perfect layout. You see that it rejected that, retested. This is where if you had missed that opportunity, you could have jumped back in and hit this level 2. Now this level 2 pretty much solidifies that the market is going to be trending upwards. Okay, unless if there's some catastrophic news that comes through, the market is going to stay up no matter what here. Okay, it will stay up until it gets to this 518. Okay, or when it hits this extension. Okay, so it's very likely that you might see QQQ hit this 518 because now the news is out. Salesforce and Marvell earnings is something that is good news, and you could probably see QQQ really break out because that's where the tech favorite is. So watch for this breakout here. You can see that this bullish breakout was top notch because not only did SPX pop QQQ pop 2 points, it hit this, dropped back, retested this level 1 bullish, and then start to run again, okay? And this information is timestamped, of course. I also shared it on Twitter. There's no way you can refute this, okay? Now, Tesla, very interesting over here, okay? So Tesla basically was chopping around our first inflection points, had a great start, but on Tuesday it had news that that Elon was not going to get his pay package, okay? So interestingly enough, Tesla did not hit our level 2 bullish, so the trend was not confirmed here, okay? Now sometimes there is a little bit of margin of error, but I can confirm that I did not see the premium spike or anything like that, and it started to work its way lower. I believe Tesla is pretty much in his no man's land between 340 and 350. Now besides all of that here, this was posted on Twitter, and I even outlined at the beginning of the week, so on the 30th, that Musk has been appointed to blah blah blah, sorry, not that, so Elon's compensation package, okay? A final ruling of Musk's 56 billion package is expected. So whenever I provide this analysis to my members, I really dig deep. It takes me a lot of time to do all this stuff because I look at the significant dates, I do the background research, and nobody on Twitter was even talking about this, okay? That it was coming. A lot of people thought this news is done and over with, but we knew exactly that that ruling was coming out this either this week or sometime in December, okay? So it came out the literally on Tuesday, and that's what moved it. So traders in my room always got that advanced insight, knowing where things can go, and based on the news overall, you can see that Tesla on the technical side of things is kind of overbought. Now we go on Nvidia here. So Nvidia pretty much has been stagnant and been in our chop range. Nothing really important on this here. We gave the details that they had the UBS conference. Their CFO made a statement that because they new administration, all that, there's less regulation, and you're probably going to see Nvidia make more buyouts, okay? So one can speculate that because SMCI is a major partner of Nvidia through various things, down the line you may potentially, now this is purely speculation, that Nvidia may buy them out. Nvidia may tried to buy an ARM, but they got rejected multiple times. So the CFO made that comment that making mergers and acquisitions is something that they are looking more into, and that may happen a lot, okay? So Marvell earnings came out good. We want to see if Nvidia can break through this 142. If it does, that's when it starts to really rally at around 145. We got Nvidia equity at the perfect opportunity last week at our estimated weekly lows. So with these levels, great companies like Nvidia, what I tend to do is when the stock hits our estimated weekly low, depending on the circumstance, I sometimes play options and play the reversal. But more importantly, I dollar cost average by buying equities at this point here, and I consider selling equity if it goes out of my rebalance. So buying equity at the estimated weekly low on stocks like Nvidia have been a very solid way to build a strong long-term portfolio moving forward here. Now besides that, we do know that Marvell earnings is going to have an impact, and watch Nvidia very closely. But one stock that has been pretty much doing a lot better than Nvidia was AMD. Now AMD actually hit our pre-market, at the pre-market it did hit 144, and you can pretty much see that right at the top over here. So this is where AMD hit the pre-market high at 144 and pretty much start to pull back based on our levels that we have provided. Okay, so very interesting to see that we got another amazing level right there. And then ASML, so we made a banging trade on this one here today, where we called out we had the 730 calls, and we made nice profit off this. So if we go off this trade here, we decided to swing this because once again it hit our level 2 bullish range here. So these SMCI calls managed to do very well, and definitely something that a lot of people were surprised to see, right? But if you guys understand how the trading model works, then you can largely benefit off that. Okay, so those ASML calls hit 45 to 50%. We took that profit here, and ASML doesn't really have a strong pre-market move. even though the news is great. So interesting to kind of see that here, right? It may be a good candidate into tomorrow to see if it breaks through the 720, because now that a day has passed, you can probably see this start to break out towards 736 here. And we kind of mentioned that, you know, watch that 720. We called it out on Twitter exactly as well. Broadcom has been pretty much very strong here. We made awesome profits on this as well on the beginning of the week here. As you can see, struggling to break through this 168 level 2, but it's at 170 now. Our estimated weekly high is at 172.5. So if it really breaks out here, guys, it can really start to run, and it has potential to go here. We shared this information as well with Marvell earnings. ARM, we call exact top here at 142. You can see that, you know, level 2 bullish support was at 140. It tested that a couple of times, hit this, and then started to move lower. So I expect this 142 ARM is going to be on the watch list, especially if all the semiconductors start running again, and we're going to be looking at that as well. Now SMCI, very interesting play here. We called it exact top here when the news broke out. They got a new internal committee. You can see that where it started to really drop here as well. Now I believe that you might see SMCI go back to level 1 bullish, because this breakout is now done. There was a news of a whistleblower that basically is refuting their accounting stuff. So that in itself is going to cause issues. I think that this should be more bearish than bullish, because the top is already in, and they already sold that off. One of our key insights was that NASDAQ compliance that we spoke about. Coin and these crypto related stuff pretty much was chopping in range. They hit our level 1 bullish once, but pretty much you can see not something that is very favorable. I do like coin as soon as it can start to break through 320, and we're looking at that. Same thing with MSTR. Now MSTR, very interesting, because it hit our level 1 bearish support actually on the pre-market. So if we go to MSTR here, you can see that this pre-market zone hit this level 1 bearish at 357. So, and it started to pretty much recover right there and then. So interesting to see that as well. Snow, we did really like this as well, but we decided not to really play it. It may move very well on the outcome of the CRM earnings, so keep an eye on that. Eli Lilly, this here is starting to really move as well. So we didn't really share this one on Twitter, but as you guys can see, pretty much the levels are being respected here. Possible breakout once it gets through 818. And Upstart here as well. It had a bad news. It did really break down and was not able to hold that. The reason why it broke down had to do with that massive downgrade that was given by JP Morgan here. It's very possible it may go to 64, because it hit this level 2 bearish here, and it looks like even though it had a strong recovery here, it may see more downside, so not really favorable on that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this information here, and if you guys get a chance, check out our mentorship program. We share this every week. Going forward, we're only going to share a couple of charts and analysis. You won't be able to get this full and detailed analysis moving forward for free, but as you guys can see, the numbers speak for itself, and everything is pretty much time stamped. There's more stocks that we did analysis on, but to pretty much make time short here and not take up your entire day, we want to pretty much show that we uncover the bullish breakout ranges, the neutral ranges, the tops and the bottom. And with this new news that's coming out, it's very likely that you're probably going to see SPX start to run, and we're looking at a potential Christmas rally that's coming in the mix. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one, and like always, let's get that money.